Starts live right now. Are rape rumors coming back to haunt TV's most beloved dad?
When I went into the lawyer's office, he laughed at me. He treated me like I was delusional.
Bill Cosby's not talking, but will staying silent about the past destroy his future? He's the regular kid who skyrocketed to viral superstardom. But you won't believe how Alex is being targeted in an online hate campaign that has him scared to leave the house. Steve Harvey has declared himself our chief love officer.
What the hell is happening here?
And he's answering your biggest questions about sex, dating, lust, love, and how you ruin your relationships. She was born and raised on camera.
Welcome to The View.
How was your birthday weekend, Missy?
I do not recall. I do remember. I think I was in Vegas this weekend. That much I remember. Somebody's gonna help me piece together the rest of the weekend. But the band was great. I had a great time.
You did a great show.
I did a great show, I think.
Yeah.
And I got to see Charlie Rose, and this is what she looks like now. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my Lord.
She's very big. She's like, hey.
Oh, so cute.
Now, she looks very happy. Is she happy?
She's a very happy baby.
Oh.
I have to say, my daughter had her daughter quite young.
Yes.
And you always worry about the kids, but my daughter turned out to be like a great mom. But this young lady, Amara, my granddaughter, is a phenomenal mother. And she and her fiance are like, we were all talking about saying, you were the last person we thought would, but you are good.
We cannot believe you have kept this baby alive for 1 year.
But it's like, she can't wait to get back home to the baby. I mean, she goes out, and we're all party animals. I raised a bunch of party animals.
You? Proudly, I might say, proudly.
But she's a really great, it brings tears to my eyes because I'm so proud of them all.
Nice.
So they made my life great.
How nice.
So, that was good. This is not as great. Multiple past rape allegations against Bill Cosby have resurfaced once again, and here's how he handled it when he was asked about him in a radio interview this weekend. Listen up.
There have been serious allegations raised about you in recent days. You're shaking your head no. I'm in the news business. I have to ask the question. Do you have any response to those charges? Shaking your head no.
Yeah. His lawyer did respond, though, if I could just read it real quick. His lawyer said over the past several weeks, a decade-old discredited allegations against Mr. Cosby have resurfaced. The fact that they're being repeated doesn't make them true. Mr. Cosby does not intend to dignify these allegations with any comment. He'd like to thank all of his fans for the outpouring of support and assure them that age 77, he's doing his best work. There will be no further statement from Mr. Cosby or any of his representatives.
Yeah, this started with a comedian, Hannibal Buress, who's a really funny guy, doing a local set in Philly. And he did a bit for about a month about that, there were 13 women who apparently made this allegation, different women, about Bill Cosby. And he told a whole bit in it about his act, And Howard Stern had him on and said, and he's like, I've been doing it for months, and all of a sudden it started blowing up. And the woman who started she raised the allegation, she said she was 17 at the time, living in an apartment that was paid for by Bill Cosby and her manager. And she said that no one listened to her, or the story would never get any national attention until this comedian brought it up.
You know what's crazy for me, though? It's whether the allegations are true or not, is the fact the venom that the public has when they go on social media. It's as if you are guilty until proven innocent. And, you know, if these are true, I hope these women have their day in court, and I hope that he gets the punishment necessary. But if it's not true, a lot of people have rushed to judgment. And so I just think that we should allow the process of law to follow.
It's a tragedy or a tragedy, right? Either he raped women.
Isn't it? It was a settled. They had a settlement, so they already had a settlement. So and the statute of limitations is over. Yeah. So it's not as if he could be tried for this.
For any of the other women as well?
No,
no one has met these other women as of yet. And quite honestly, you know, look, I'm sorry. Having been on both sides of this where people allege that you do something, it doesn't matter now. This is the cat's out of the bag. People have it in their head. And I have a lot of questions for the lady. Maybe she'll come on.
She talked this morning. She answered questions on GMA, and we have a clip of it because I think a lot of people have questions.
Yes.
Do we have that?
What did she say?
I had one glass of wine, and the next thing I knew, I was coming to, slumped over the toilet. When I went into the lawyer's office, he laughed at me. He treated me like I was delusional. Who's going to believe that? Bill Cosby? Dr. Huxtable?
Wow.
Perhaps the police might have believed it. Or the hospital, where you go, don't you do a kit when you say someone is raped you? Don't the police?
A rape kit is what it's called.
Isn't that the next step? Once you make an allegation, don't the cops take you into the hospital for a kit?
Yes, they definitely do that. You know, sadly, I've had friends and had to go to the hospital while they've been given the rape kit. It's a very traumatic thing for any woman. And yeah, it's when she made the allegations when she was 17. Right. Then that's when 13 other women said, by the way, this happened to me, this happened to me. Right. Right. And then there was a settlement. So that's the thing that's curious. Until
I can speak to settlements. Settlements don't necessarily mean you're guilty.
No, I'm not saying it does.
No, you generally settle because you just don't want to have to put your family through it again. You don't want to have to keep going through it again and again. And, you know, I hope that there is justice for this lady. I hope somebody gets to the bottom of this. But I'm going to reserve my judgment because I have a lot of questions. As I said, it's crazy, but I have a lot of questions because I know we all have friends who have gone through this.
Yes, it's very awkward.
It's hard.
Isn't it awkward?
It is awkward.
It's more than awkward. It's a tragedy. Either 13 women were raped by someone too powerful to face the full weight of the criminal justice system, or an innocent man is being falsely accused. This is either a tragedy or a tragedy. So I sort of hate being part of the conversation about these stories. It makes me sweat. I mean, you know, I don't know what the truth is, but either, you know, more than a dozen women were raped by a very powerful, famous man with the means to brush this under the rug, or they're lying about a man whose life's being destroyed. So either way, this is devastating.
Right, and when you are a famous person, and you are friends with a famous person, who gets accused, it is a very awkward position to be in, especially if you're on a show talking about current events. I remember when Paula Poundstone was accused of inappropriate behavior with her children, and you know, that was my first experience of it, and I, you know, called her up and couldn't get through, and her actual trial date was in LA, was on September 11th. So fascinating, was no longer in the news. Kevin Clash, the Elmo allegations. When they're your friends, it is a very difficult thing because the allegations are serious and, you know, then they're your friends and, you know, what do?
Well, you say, listen, this is a friend of mine and I don't know. You know, this is not the person I know, but we'll wait and find out what happens. But I will tell you, you know, again, having been on both sides of this, you know.
But have you ever been accused of a crime?
Yeah.
A crime?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and you can try to Google it.
And I'm sure we will, but I didn't know.
You know.
Google sucks.
Well, you know. You can try to get it. You know, I've been accused of a lot of stuff, and I've had friends that have been accused of a lot of stuff. And one of the things that getting accused of a lot of stuff when you're famous does is it opens the door for everybody to come out and say, and me too, boss, and me too. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Yeah. So you have to really, like, take a minute and follow the evidence, follow what happens. We see that, you know, other friends of ours in a similar position of being accused of something. So cops are still investigating. We'll know when we know. That's what I know. And on a much happier note...
Yes.
Thank God.
Thank God. You were telling us about your son, Parker. He was home this weekend.
Yes.
What was he up to, Ro?
Nothing. He was fine. He came home, and he's declared his major in college. He's a photography major. And I said, oh, where are your photos? And he's like, they're up on my Twitter. Like, well, you have me blocked. I can't see your Twitter. I never could see your Twitter. And he said, well, Mom, I don't want everyone to know, you know, that you're my mom. It's not like something I want to brag about. I said, oh, I felt a little hurt, but I said, okay. We pull up his Twitter and look at his image on Twitter. Can we get a close-up of that? What else is in the news? Whoop, anything else? That's him with his favorite person, the person who influenced his life the most, apparently. The one who changed his diapers and loved him. I'm fine about it, Whoopi.
You know. He's a great kid, and he was a great kid when he was a little boy. He's a great young man now. You also did a fabulous job with this boy.
Yeah.
So, yes. And so, while you're trying to look up his Twitter and my crime, we'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Willy Wonka better start guarding his inventory. Because the world is about to run out of one of his most precious ingredients. He's daytime TV's Answer Man. But can Steve Harvey handle our lightning round on sex, love, and relationships? Pray for me.
Welcome back. Hey, it's shoe cam time. And so these are the shoes I'm wearing today. It's like a woolly mammoth, or I'm not really wearing pants. I'll let you figure that one out. You know, there's a lot of retail chains that will open their doors on Thanksgiving for holiday shoppers, and one Delaware, and one Delaware woman is petitioning Kmart to change these holiday hours so her mother doesn't have to work on Turkey Day. I mean, shouldn't she be able to have Turkey Day and Christmas Day off? What the hell?
It should at least be optional. Right? Some people want to get double time for a holiday or don't have a family to have a meal with. It should be optional, I think.
You know, when I was a local TV reporter, I was a really bad local TV reporter, so don't look for that on Google either. But we had the option, like people that weren't from the area could work. And it's actually sort of a nice day to work. You're out there with the fire department, all the other people that have to work. But no one was forced to work. And it's the same in the White House. You know, someone has to be on duty. And you trade off. But I think this idea of, especially when online commerce is available for most people, why do stores have to be open? Why do people have to be insane consumers on Thanksgiving? I hate it.
Well, be an insane consumer. Why can't you be open late the night before? I don't know, man. Holidays, it's, you know, time with your family is important.
I just remember how romantic I felt it was. It was so romantic to me when you would walk the streets of New York, let's say on Christmas and Christmas Eve, and it was silent.
Yes.
Because you knew everybody was indoors. You know, I mean, and well, unless you were homeless, but you know, still, that wasn't supposed to be funny, people. Shame on you! All of you! Okay, it was funny. But anyway, you know, and I wish that was today. You know?
Well, I mean, who are you going to argue with? I mean, the whole thing about having family over, you had one bonehead always. Your Uncle Moore. Your uncle, he would have too much to drink. He put the lampshade on his head. He started trying to do the hucklebuck. You remember trying to date? I mean, you don't have that. You wonder why young people are sort of lost for stuff. Give us back the holidays, man.
You have a house full for the holidays?
You know, it's very interesting. Because since my mom died when I was a kid, like, we didn't have Thanksgiving like that because we didn't have anyone to cook, so we would always go, like, to the neighbors.
Right.
And it always felt sad to me.
Right.
So I, as soon as I got my license, would go to the movies, 10 a.m., and I would see every movie in the Comac multiplex.
Yeah.
And, by the way, my Comac High School soccer team just won the national champion. Their state champion.
Congratulations.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
They texted me that. But
see, I cook. I cook because I do exactly as my mother did, because I remember waking up as a kid to that smell.
Yes.
I only cook twice a year. Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Right.
And she put the turkey in at 9 p.m. the night before. It cooks all night. You get up and baste it. One eye's hanging out. And that's how you do it. And I take all the strays.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's nice.
I would invite you all, but I can't feed everybody. Hey, you know what? Well, I love this. Obama says President Obama says he's going to raise a glass with new Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in a so-called Bourbon Summit to talk about getting stuff done in D.C. Well, I just get chuckly when I hear that. SNL had some fun imagining how things could get a little bit out of hand. Take a look.
You know, I think that this election had a clear message.
Yes, it did. Folks want us to work together.
The people rejected you.
Okay, good start.
Mrs. Hillary Clinton? This is Publishers Clearinghouse. I want you to know you've won an all-expense-paid trip to Getting Whooped in 2016, Red Pop Round.
Let me promise you all something. Bourbon would not make things worse. It would make things better. And I think that, you know, I'm not glamorizing the use of alcohol at all, but if you could get these cats drunk and lock them in a room together, a lot of things would get done.
I think so.
You know, I hope they, and I hope they get done because it's so many important issues, especially the, you know,
Immigration.
Immigration. And I think a lot of, you know, Democrats shot themselves in the foot for not voting because they were pissed off, because now this is what you have, the threat of executive action. And so if a drink, throw it back, get things done, let's do it, let's party.
And by drink number 8, the Republicans would take credit for immigration. I mean, the sad thing about immigration is they're not that far apart. It's about process. So I think if they drank together more often, things would be much better.
That's so sad.
Well, it's true. I know a lot of marriages like that, so it's not that sad.
Well, I just say, you know, if a drink will do it, okay. If you want to go another direction, we'll be right back with even more hot topics on this tape.
He went from regular kid to instant internet phenomenon. Alex from Target exposes how he got a crash course in the dark and dangerous side of fame.
You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing.
That was Brooke Shields at 15.
My mother warned me about boys like you.
So how does she feel about it now? And would she let her daughters follow in her footsteps?
I just looked at myself and the thing over there, it looks like I have an octopus on my head. I caught a side view. What the hell is that on my head? It's the back of my head. Anyway, welcome back. You know, celebrity chef and father of 4, Jamie Oliver, said he understands it's wrong to discipline kids by hitting them. So when his 12-year-old was disrespectful, he punished her by making her eat hot chili peppers.
I'd rather be hit.
No, you wouldn't. No,
exactly.
I shouldn't make a joke, but that is just as cruel. I'm sorry. I think it's cruel to make a kid eat that, and I think that the punishment seems to me like in most cases with a small child might exceed the crime. I mean, I don't know. I've eaten a hot chili by mistake, and it doesn't go away anytime soon. I think that's cruel. I think it's terrible.
Well, you know what? I don't know about, you know, rather being hit, because when you get hit, that's not funny.
I shouldn't have said that, but
you know, because it hurts like a bitch.
But my point is, this is cruel as well.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you something. When I was a child, I was a thumb sucker. I sucked my thumb like there was no tomorrow.
Right.
And I remember the nuns putting hot sauce on my thumb. You know, and didn't work. I would go like this, and when their backs would turn, But just stick it right back in, and to this day, I live for hot sauce.
Well, there you go.
I live for hot sauce.
System.
I beat the system, but you know what? It's true, but it just, my point was, it just didn't work. I think that if you don't know how to discipline your child, and you have to resort to chili peppers, come on.
I totally agree.
It's just weird to me.
I agree, very weird, and I'm totally against it in every capacity, in case anybody was wondering.
And I hate eating them by accident. The only time I ever eat chili peppers by mistake, and
My mother didn't need chili peppers. She had eyeballs.
Yeah.
Right.
She gave you a look.
You got a look,
She gave me the look
and that was that.
that would dry all liquids up in your body. You would just like, she would just do this. And you're like, yes, I will do what you want.
Yeah.
Maybe this will work for this kid, Alex from Target, you know, the 16-year-old who became an overnight viral sensation in an online campaign. Said it wasn't long before his fame turned ugly. He's been getting death threats, and he's scared to leave his house. I mean, what is it with people? Why can't people just, I don't know, why does it have to get to a place where you're going to threaten people? Is it because you're anonymous? Is it because you have no balls of your own? Why do you threaten somebody who is just a kid? What is it?
I don't understand where the threats are coming from, because he's cute? You're mad because he's cute?
Yeah.
Like, that's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know.
Well, because people were like, you don't deserve fame, and
I understand
you
that,
did
but
this, your friend put it up, and his parents said he's a very shy kid, and that he's very good grades, and goes to work, and, you know, somebody took the picture while he was working, and before his shift was over, he had like hundreds of thousands of
Yeah,
followers.
but you know something? If Alex was butt ugly, he would not be getting death threats. I tell you. I'm telling you. I think it's pure jealousy. I think it's pure jealousy.
Oh, I agree, but I don't think it would have went viral if he were, you know, it was a girl who saw it, look, this guy is cute. He's got that, like, Bieber kind of young star look.
But you know what? I don't know, man. Yeah, this is just my soapbox. I'm going to just say, we as a society, if this is the best we can do, if we can't celebrate the fact that the kid is cute without threatening him with death, what the hell, man? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we?
Yeah, Twitter can bring out the world.
It's just crazy. And just before we go, I have to tell you this horrendous news. It's going to break your heart as it's breaking mine. There seems to be the possibility that we're going to run out of chocolate sometime in our lifetime.
I think
that we're not going to be able to have it because the scientists say the world is running out of chocolate. And I don't get it. What did chocolate do?
Nothing.
Nothing. And you know, I think I did it. I order it at Costco. I fill the cart with everything.
Do you eat it all?
I think it was me.
Me too.
Yeah, we did it. We're sorry, right?
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Well, you know,
I think they should forget the global warming and just focus on chocolate.
I agree.
My God.
You can get everyone to do something.
And you know what? We have to ask our next guest, because when we go, we're coming back with the amazing Steve Harvey.
Can you have friends with benefits?
You would think that would be the case.
Does size really matter?
The votes are all in.
Chief Love Officer Steve Harvey's giving his verdict.
I don't think this is a nightmare. I just think she waking up and realizing she hates you.
Today on The View, here he is. Please welcome Steve Harvey. Congratulations on all your success. I'm so happy for you.
I like the new place
Is it
here.
nice? You like it?
It's nice.
It's got a good vibe?
Same pretty people, though.
Yeah.
I know what to say, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
And you know what gifts to give. Hello, I just read an article about something you gave your wife. Wow.
Yeah.
What is that?
White.
Yeah, it's pink or white. What is that thing?
She turned 50 this year, so it was her big birthday. So
That woman there turned 50?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody thought I was married to some young chick.
Well, truthfully, that's what I thought when I
Yeah,
looked
they
at it. She looks 25 years old.
Yeah, I just ain't that dumb. I want somebody like the same music I like.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, can handle me being older. You know, I don't jog no more. I don't
Overrated.
sprint. I don't slide down the banisters.
Well, you do, but not for those reasons.
Yeah, but I'm usually naked and covered in.
Okay.
Slide down the banisters with the kids asleep.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You don't know.
I do now. I do over here laughing the way she usually just laughs at me. So I know that.
There's two. I have a question I'm supposed to ask you. It's a must-do, but I have to ask you this other question. So you're doing the show, and the wife says, "What is the thing you would change about your husband?" And this woman said,
We saw it.
she said, "His penis." And you hear the craziest.
Sister, I mean, look, I know you're trying to win 20,000. I got that.
Yeah.
But does not your family matter to you anymore? You tell a man that your major concern about him is his wife. You say it on TV in front of the world. He can't go to work the next day.
Yeah, but you know what? She might be complaining that it's too big.
Nobody complains that it's too big.
So, all right, let's see. You're
Every bit of complaint.
Sure about that,
People's headsets are sweating right now.
Listen,
Let's go.
people's heads are exploding upstairs. I love it. You won 2 Grammys for your game show, Family Feud, which we just talked about, and your talk show. Now, your talk show is going to Florida, and you're doing a Mr. Florida pageant.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah?
Today, we just invented it. We let some women come on, Kim Cravell and Carrie Keegan, and we had 7 eligible bachelors vie for Mr. Florida.
Wow.
You know, a couple of them had on tank tops because they wasn't all that, you know, put together.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I'd have had to do.
Sure.
If I was on the show, I had to wear a tank top. I can go shirtless, but I lose a lot of fans.
Understand.
I don't believe it. All right, now, we're going to get some free advice for our viewers. Since you're the Chief Love Officer at Delightful, your new online dating website,
My
right?
new online dating site
Yeah,
is
I
called
think
Delightful,
there is
and it's
no one better.
absolutely wonderful,
Yeah, all right.
ladies and
So
gentlemen.
we're going to put you to work. We're going to get some free advice here.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Love Lightning Round.
Okay.
You ready?
Oh, no. Am I in?
All right, we're going to ask you rapid fire questions. Are you
That's
ready?
sexy
Okay.
right there. I like
Hey, right here. Focus.
I'm sorry.
Focus.
I
All right.
felt
All right. Ready.
felt
Biggest dating mistake that women make. Quick. You only have a minute.
If you think that a man is going to love you the same way you love him, biggest mistake.
Oh, no. All right. Is it the size of the ship or the motion of the ocean? I feel like we did that already.
Well, it's kind of both. It's a combination. A little ship don't make a lot of waves.
Who should pay for the first date?
A man.
Thank
always.
you. Yes. Okay. Ever okay to lie online?
No, never okay to lie online.
How many dates before sex?
20.
Wow. Good Lord.
Okay.
Once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, not true.
Oh, wow. Can you change a man?
No, you cannot change a man. All men can change, all men will change, but there's only one woman that we will change for.
All right. Can you be friends with your ex?
I can't. I don't know what y'all doing, but I got shot at last week.
You wised up.
Yeah,
That was it. Give it to Listen, no one's funnier than you. And you deserve
It's
all
good
the
to see you
success
again,
that you
too,
have.
darling.
It's great to see you. Steve Harvey, fantastic. His show airs weekdays. Check your local listing. Buy all his books. Go to his dating site. Do everything Steve Harvey that you can. We'll be right back.
For the first time, Brooke Shields opens up about what really made her marriage to Andre Agassi fall apart, and the truth about her struggles with her show business mom and manager.
Brooke Shields has been famous since she was like 11 months old, so she has a lifetime of rumors trailing her, and now for the first time she has real stories about her mom. and the man in her life and the insanity of being born in the spotlight. In her new memoir, There Was a Little Girl, the real story of my mother and me. Please welcome the fabulous Brooke Shields. Now, darling, I'm so glad you wrote this book, because there have been terrible, awful rumors for years about your mom in the tabloids, and you've taken your mom out of the tabloids and made her your mom again. So why do you think people had such a disconnect with Terry?
Well, I think it's easier to create a more negative image of somebody. Now, in the book, I don't say that it was all untrue.
Right.
You know, I don't say, it's not, like I say, it's not a Mommy Dearest book. I'm not holding her up on a pedestal. I'm saying this was a complicated woman.
Yeah.
We had a complicated relationship. I don't know many mothers and children who don't have complicated relationships.
Right.
And it's a very important relationship, and I just wanted people to see both sides of her.
Yeah.
To see how she became Terry.
Yeah.
And what that meant, larger than life, and the highs were really high and the lows could have, you know, were pretty low and they were dark. Yeah. But there was more to her, and I think I wanted people to at least be able to appreciate all of it.
Yeah.
You made films that in the moment were controversial, and even looking back, you know, it still seemed to have pushed the envelope. Blue Lagoon, Endless Love, you did campaigns that, you know, I think got your mom criticized for sexualizing you at a young age. Do you talk about that?
I talk about all of that. I mean, what's fascinating is, you know, it was a different era, and I don't defend the choices, you know, we were in a different time. What was fascinating to me about, like, the Calvin Klein commercials, Diane Arbus's daughter wrote the copy.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think she was spelling C-O-M-E, or do you think she was spelling it C-U-M? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
But like we were criticized for making those kind of choices, and you were thinking, wait a minute, this is brilliant writing, or Pretty Baby. You know, film director that was an acclaimed, brilliant, the best movie I've ever made, the most beautiful, the most quality. You know, did we continue on that trajectory? I have more of a problem with my mother for her lack of foresight with regards to a career path,
Right.
but not for. I never felt, you know, also really quick, I never felt like a victim. And I think it's so much easier to paint people as victims.
Right.
And I never had that. You know, I didn't feel that. We talked about it. We've all worked together. You're next. And we say that. We say it's so much more interesting for people to say, oh, the poor thing. And, and you know, and we didn't even make those kind of choices.
Well, I think it's beautiful how you talk about her struggles with alcoholism. And do you think that she was self-medicating maybe for some undiagnosed illness, or do you think that was the illness?
I think it was a combination. I think it was the way she grew up. I don't think she could be honest with herself. I don't think she had self-esteem. I think she was never able to be really the typical stage mom because she didn't really have that kind of self-confidence.
Right.
She didn't want it. She didn't believe she was capable of it, you know, and so she kept it down. There was so much I didn't know about her because she didn't want to tell me. And these are the things they're finding out when they're saying, well, do you want a DNR, and do you want this? And you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know anything about my mom.
Wow. You say you didn't know that much, but yet you were so attached to her. She had something over you, and you say in your book that really struck me, your first love was Dean Cain. And you talk about losing your virginity to him, and you said that, you know, that was the moment you left your mother. What did you mean by that?
I meant that. I was so enmeshed with my mother. I mean, when I was born, she was so afraid I was going to die, she slept with me strapped to her chest. And she tried to keep me there, basically, for the rest of my life. It got a little awkward as I got real and bigger, you know. But there was that feeling that I was so afraid that she would be gone from me, too. So when I lost my virginity, it wasn't just the physical act of it. It was the emotional connection and separation. I never cut that cord, you know. I wanted to keep her alive forever, and that was the only, and that equaled abandonment.
Yes.
In our rhetoric.
Yes. And when she died, in some ways, it must have been the biggest.
She died? What?
Okay, wait a second. I honestly.
You're still on drugs.
And this one was still at the house watching the show. She's watching right now.
She told me she was going to tape it.
In my life where I think I am like out of reality, and that was one of them. Like, holy crap, she just said her mother's not dead, and I read the freaking book. I had a moment of I have lost it on TV.
I like to keep it interesting. Anyway, sorry.
I'm sorry, honey, but when she did die, that must have been the final. And how hard was that for you to not have that other half?
It was beyond difficult, but what was hard was finishing the book because then I didn't get to spend every day with her.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
but the greatest thing, one of the greatest things about this book, because I knew your mom.
Yeah. You all did.
This is Terry.
Yes.
Terry's in here. You want to know about this girl?
This one's
is?
Terry. And this picture here is this woman, this sort of unbelievably beguiling woman.
Yeah,
who
she's a
somehow,
fabulous.
Somehow made you fall in love with her, and then you were just heartbroken forever.
You got her gorgeous.
She's coming. You know, we love her. She's going to be back. We love Brooke. Members of our audience, you're lucky because you're getting to take the book home with you. We'll be right back. Hey, we want to tell you about an organization co-founded called Urban Arts Partnership. She co-founded it. One of their programs is very close to her heart called Story Studio. It's teaching arts, works with English as a second language, teacher guides students through storytelling process. If a student can't write in English, they start with their native language. They are raising money. Tonight is their